Yeah, they have a chance for winning the Prem, let alone fucking some domestic cups and whatnot.
Chill with
Hey,
that. Let's
hey, we'll
take it
see.
easy there. You see
We'll
my
see.
England jersey? I'm repping England today.
We'll see. We'll see. Hello, 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 party people. It is the J Pod episode 5, I believe.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
losing count. I'm just gonna say it's a new episode of the J Pod. I, of course, am your host, Joseph Naw, with my co-host here, JP Afonso. And
Sir.
today, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a little bit of a quicker episode. Um, We've had some things go on in sports, not a lot to talk about. It's going to be a pretty big NBA filled episode for those of you that are NBA fans. Of course, we're going to go ahead and start off with our first segment, Running the 40. We're going to go through a couple topics, quickly touch on them, quickly highlight them. So first things first, March Madness is swinging into full effect. We are getting some division winners. We are planning on having an episode where us to fill out a bracket, and we like to get our whole group chat on here to fill out a bracket together and at least discuss March Madness. Jake Paul and Tommy Fury fought this weekend. I had Jake Paul. You had Jake Paul too, right?
Yes, even though I don't like him, so I'm glad the
Right.
hype is over.
Right.
Very
Tommy
happy
Fury
about that.
did win. I hope that there will be a rematch because I didn't
Yeah,
watch the fight. Unfortunately, I was out, but I did read on Twitter that some areas Jake Paul might have got fucked
it's
over, but
close. Very
yeah,
cause.
and
He
I did
dropped
hear
him in the
that
eighth too. So
I saw you saw that highlight,
yeah,
and they did say that Tommy Fury, though, as far as all around boxing, he won.
yeah.
Um, this weekend on Saturday, we have John Bones Jones returning. A lot of people call him the GOAT. I'm not a huge UFC guy. I know our UFC friend in our group chat does say that he is one of the GOATs, if not the
Silva
GOAT.
is the goat.
Oh, true. And then Man United won the Carabao Cup this weekend, which is awesome. Since Eric Ten Hag
Yeah,
became our manager, they are playing at a high
looking good,
level.
man.
Dude, they have
First
a
trophy in like 5 years, I want to say, or
yeah,
4 years or something. Yeah.
yeah, they have a chance for winning the Prem, let alone fucking some domestic cups and whatnot.
Chill with
Hey,
that.
hey,
Let's
we'll
take it
see.
easy there. You see
We'll
my
see.
England jersey? I'm repping England today.
We'll see. All right, so we're gonna jump right into NBA. We kind of talked pre pod here. So Nikola Jokic yesterday, we talked about him probably being our MVP this year. I still argue Giannis, although he is missing
Sure.
games, so I think it's kind of opening it up for Jokic. 40, 17, and 10 in an overtime win
Crazy.
against the Clippers.
Yep.
That now makes the Clippers. It was overtime, right? Yeah.
I
So
think it was double overtime, no? Might have been double, I think.
oh
Might have been
man,
double.
not 100% sure, but I
Yeah.
know it was overtime.
Yeah.
So I think that he is starting to run away with MVP. Again, I like Giannis, but he is missing time. And lost in all this MVP talk is that the Clippers took another loss after the All-Star break. That's Owen. So I saw a stat today. They are 0-2 with Russell Westbrook, and the Lakers are 4-1,
Yeah. Yeah.
which brings us to our topic of conversation, the Lakers.
Yeah. And just to preface real quick, I mean, I didn't expect the Clippers to beat Denver, especially this early after the
Yep.
break where they got a bunch of new pieces, especially Russ. Going into Denver is they were in was a game in Denver? I believe so. I'm at Pepsi Center, yeah, so it was in Denver. Yeah, so going there is very difficult. And
Yep.
again, they are like a truly regular season team. They play
Uh-huh.
really well. And I watched a bit of that game, and Jokic is so dominant. Like it was just crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't expect them to beat Denver yet last night, but I don't like the way they're heading. I mean,
No.
just purely on how the team looked.
Right.
I stand by what I said earlier that I don't think the Clippers will do much.
No. Yeah. So I'm kind of I know that they were my finals pick, and I kind of am regretting that. We'll touch on that in a minute, but
Yeah,
I do think that every team deserves a little bit of a grace period, and
sure.
adding such a big piece like Westbrook, he hasn't been playing terrible as a Clipper, but something just ain't right. They're not playing defense. They went into double
Yeah.
overtime against the Kings. Um,
I mean, especially when you have the Lakers doing the complete opposite, it just adds a level of
yeah.
pressure. It's
Uh-huh.
almost like they took, again, I feel bad for the guy for Westbrook. They take the problem from the Lakers, they start winning, problem quote unquote, right? And they put in
Yeah.
The Clippers start losing. So it's like, again, I don't, again, it's not him, but it's just, I don't know. I feel
He
bad.
he gets unfortunately he gets a bad rep wherever he goes. It
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
yeah,
Um, I'm
Well,
looking here. The freaking Nuggets, they went on a 14-4 run in overtime.
yep, yep, yep,
Jesus.
yep. So
Yes, I mean, I don't. I'm kind of worried about my finals prediction here. But again, I'm thinking they'll get it together. And if not, you know what? We have a friend named Kyle.
yeah,
We mentioned him on this podcast before, and he had kind of pointed out how we're curses. We pick teams and
that's
they
so
lose.
true.
So I just would like to point out that I picked the Clippers while wearing my Lakers jersey, and the Lakers are very hot right now. So maybe I cursed the Lakers to potentially another finals run. We will
Maybe.
see.
No.
But how about them Lakers, man? What are
Yep.
you thinking? 4-1 since the Russell trade, 2-0 after the All-Star game.
Yep.
And I did you think 27-point comeback against the
Yes.
Mavs? Bro.
2-0, impressive. It was a great game last night. And was it last night? I know I'm losing track of time. I've
Yeah,
been
no, it
so
was last.
busy.
Oh no,
Last
that's Saturday,
Yeah,
Saturday.
Saturday, sorry.
Oh no, it was Sunday. I'm sorry,
Sunday,
Sunday.
yeah. So 2 days ago. No, yesterday. So it was last.
Yesterday,
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
yeah,
right. We were
yeah.
all over the place. No, but look, I thought it was a great game, and the problem that I see with the Lakers is I don't think LeBron is 100%.
Mm-mm.
That foot is really bothering him.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm for the first time, I always saw a bunch of people say, "Oh, LeBron is aging a bit, you can tell," but I never really saw the aging. But now I'm starting to see, when he went down, he's like, "Oh, I heard a pop, I heard a pop."
Yeah.
He gets up, he continues to play. I mean, again, it's almost like when he yells, "I heard a pop," to me, it's almost like a mental thing where he's just like, he knows there's a chance and he's like, yeah, I don't know. Like, he's hesitating a little bit.
Mm,
And again, I also think his foot is bothering him. It
yeah.
is weird to me that during the All-Star game, he was trying so hard to like block guys when nobody was playing defense, and then he jammed his finger on the net. And I mean, and then he comes into regular season again with the most pressure to win, and like, he goes down. He's like, "Oh, I might be hurt." Like, I don't know. But my point is, I'm afraid that he's not 100%, and without him being 100%, even at 90%, I don't think they can do much.
Okay.
It is good to see AD kind of like back engaged.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Vanderbilt has a lot to do with that. The guy is very energetic. He brought
Yep.
them like kind of closer in a way.
Beasley
Uh,
too. That boy Beasley can
Beasley,
shoot that ball, dude.
correct. And I think D'Lo is still like injured-ish.
Yeah.
He's not around too much. Overall, I mean, I think looking back to our last discussion where we went over NBA, related topics, I am much closer to you today than I was then,
Hmm.
but I still don't think they make a run to the finals.
Yeah.
Do I think they make the playoffs? Yes, potentially even not even as a play-in, maybe like a eighth, seventh seed, maybe even a sixth seed. But I think without LeBron being 100%, it's very, very hard.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what. So they have Memphis next. They have
Yep,
Oklahoma City and
actually,
then Minnesota.
let me share this because I have the
Oh,
schedule up here.
yeah.
There you go.
Yep. So what I would say to you is because personally, and we kind of touched on this, we're gonna go back to this in a minute, but um, so maybe they rest him against Memphis, right?
Because that's a loss, I think, even with him playing. I don't know if you
Yeah.
agree, especially with the drama that happened last time they played at Staples or in LA. Now they go away. So this is in Memphis,
Yeah.
and the crowd will go crazy. I mean, you can tell already what's gonna happen. So
Mm.
even with LeBron, I think they lose this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think Memphis is so up and down. You'd like to say that Memphis is the favorites without LeBron, but if D'Lo comes back, I mean, they could fight. Um,
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think we're split here. I'm
yeah.
putting an L here. Maybe you have it as a dub.
Mhm. So I would say if he needs to rest, let him rest versus
Yep.
Memphis.
Yep.
Have him come back versus OKC and Minnesota. I think with him, with D'Lo, with AD engaged, those two should be wins. OKC and Minnesota, right? And then you're looking at 5-1 after the All Star break. I don't hate that. And then you're going back to
Yep.
Golden State, who's banged up. Draymond I think they said he had an MRI yesterday or
Yep.
2 days ago. Curry, we're still unsure about.
So to me, here's the money for them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Starting, I mean, let's go on the home run here. I think all of these is Memphis at home with LeBron playing, I think they win. So I think they win all of these, including Toronto, obviously against the Knicks.
yep.
They take the Pelicans, they take Houston, worst team in the league.
Hmm.
And then I mean this is a toss up to me. So that means they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 game run. And
Yep.
I mean that's really I'm not gonna say all you need, and then I mean you lose here, but then you got Orlando right after, so
Mhm.
that's a dub.
I was gonna say the same thing. That 12th, March
Yeah,
12th to the 17th, man, that 4 game stretch, if they can get
yeah,
hot right there. And then let's go ahead and jump forward. So the Mavericks are the 6th seed. And you know, I don't I don't think Dallas looks that good. I know you were kind of saying something before we got on
yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, because they were my pick to go to the finals, and
Uh,
I'm a little concerned because I mean the way the Lakers played them, I think they had like 34 rebounds against
yeah,
like 13 or 14 from
right, right.
Dallas, and they really have nobody in the glass. And I failed to realize that I think they play with four guards, if I'm not mistaken. So 1 through 4 they have guards, and then they have somebody at the five who's not really like a banger.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a built guy to protect the ball and stuff. So I don't know it on in the playoffs where matchup is a big deal. I don't know how they match up with, let's say, I mean even the Lakers with AD, or I mean God forbid they played Denver. I mean
Yeah,
Jokic will eat them alive. So I'm a little, just like you said about your Clippers pick. I think I'm changing my mind a bit on Dallas. I mean, I don't think we can change our picks officially, but I'm a little skeptical about Dallas now.
yeah.
So they can win this game. I mean, they play at home. Um, they'll lose to Phoenix. I think we all agree here. Okay, see, they play them again. They probably split this because usually they never. I mean, it's hard. They're gonna have to. They'll probably lose a game here that we don't expect. So to me, maybe OKC,
Hmm.
and then Chicago back to back. I mean, that's money. And
So I don't know. I mean, I'm with you on that Phoenix pick that they may lose if KD plays. If he's not playing and we don't know what his deal is, they're talking about him being close and they're talking about him not being close. I don't know what's going on
I
with
mean,
him.
they got 15 games in March. Okay,
Yeah.
if they win 12 of these, let's say they lose three. Let's give them Phoenix on one unexpected one, whatever you want to pick, either Dallas or let's say OKC, and
Mhm.
then one. I think they'll be all right. I mean, if they win 13, even 12, they should be in good shape going into
Yeah.
April, because April is a pretty easy schedule. Actually, I'll take that back. Oh, you know what? Actually, I will say this. April should be easy schedule because Phoenix will rest most likely.
You
Uh,
think, yeah, you think.
Most likely. Clippers will probably still might be making a run for seeding purposes, and it's the Clippers. It's always a toss up.
Yeah.
But Houston, Utah, and Utah. I mean, these are three easy dubs. So,
Yeah.
and again, I think these guys will rest. Maybe even the Clippers. With Kawhi, there's no chance he's playing like a lot of games before the playoffs. So,
Yeah. I wonder if depending on when KD gets back, if maybe they play that last game. Cause like I said, everything
well,
like I said with the Russell Westbrook, every team I feel like is entitled, I would say, to a little grace period with these new
yeah,
pickups. And I think that's one thing that makes the Lakers so dangerous is that they're 2-0. Malik Beasley is shooting lights out.
yeah,
Anthony Davis is engaged. Jared Vanderbilt looks like a stud. D'Lo
yeah,
looked good in his time playing, and they're not fully out of that grace period that I mentioned. When they
sure,
start gelling together, man, I don't
yeah.
see let's see. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games in March. I'm looking at these games. You can't really sit here and tell me that they can't win at least 11, right?
Yeah, like I said, 12. I think 12. I mean, yeah, at least
Yeah.
12. I think they play majority of them at home. I think
Yep.
they should be able to win pretty much all of them at home except Phoenix.
Yeah.
Maybe Memphis. I mean, Memphis is going to be a toss-up, but okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 at home. They win 8 of those, they'll be all right. And then when they play on the road, they're playing crappy teams. They play OKC, the
Yep.
Pelicans, which okay, they are all right. But Houston, Chicago, and Minnesota. I mean, these are what 5 games away.
All right.
They should win at least 4 of them, easy,
Yeah.
right? So that right there, you have 12 games between home and away that we just discussed. That they should win. Uh,
Exactly.
and then you go into April. I mean, like we discussed, that we have to see seeding and injuries
Yeah.
and so forth. But
And
I
if LeBron does play against Memphis tomorrow, I think they can win. I really do.
I think they can sit him honestly. They
They
can rest him
definitely
here,
could.
even
Yeah.
at OKC. I don't think they need LeBron to beat OKC. Do
I
you?
would hope I don't I would hope not.
And then he comes
But
back Friday.
yeah, then the media will freaking roast him though because he said he's playing every game and whatnot. And I mean, he
Well,
hurt his foot, dude. He hurt his foot, but he played pretty good after. Like, I
he
mean, it
played
didn't.
really well, but I
Yeah,
mean, he went down and like he started screaming like I heard a pop. So again, that tells me where his mental state is, where you're
Yeah.
like you fall down and you're like, oh my God, I'm so scared I got injured. Maybe he heard a pop, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's his freaking his knee or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or his ankle, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I will say, even with the added shooting, Dallas shot 40.8, 41% last night from three, where the Lakers only shot 18%. So I
They're
mean,
not a good 3-point team.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but look, you change that percentage to at least fucking 20%, 25%. I don't think that game's close last night, man.
Yeah, I think you have to be competitive in the playoffs, you have to be at least close to 30.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be competitive. I mean, I think they got the guys that shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that, Dallas, they don't know how to defend yet. And I mean, I don't know if you saw Jason Kidd's press conference.
Yeah, he was
He's not happy, and I think he's talking to Luca about
100%.
I mean, I love Luca. I really do. He's like one of my favorite players in the league, and I love his path and the way he played in Europe at such a young age. But he's got a ref problem. He complains about everything. And to be
Everyone.
honest, I that is a I know, he's a big soccer fan, right? He grew up in
Yeah.
Europe, especially in Spain. He's
Mm-hmm.
practically Spanish. That's a soccer thing.
Yeah.
Complaining about the ref. He dives a little bit and like that's a soccer thing for
Big
sure.
time.
And they gotta get that out of him. And I think in the press conference, Kid was talking to him about like we have to be mature, he said,
We have to grow
and
up. Yeah.
we have to grow up. And I think he's the only guy in his 20s in the team. Everyone else is past 30, if I'm not
Yeah.
the starting lineup, of course. But so anyways, yeah.
No,
Um,
I think you're 100% correct.
yeah.
Um, I think Luca, we're talking about AD getting disengaged. I think Luca gets disengaged by the refs. I mean, just,
Yeah.
you know,
And I mean, you know how playoffs are, right? The refs sort of dictate how they want to call the game,
yeah.
and it gets annoying. I mean, if I'm a ref and this guy is like in my ear every time I make a call, I'm not gonna give him stuff that
No.
he may otherwise get, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just how it works in the playoffs. So,
No. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I
yeah,
definitely. So yeah, I mean, but to really just kind of put the bow on this, I think we're both kind of iffy on our finals predictions. Like I said, I genuinely think that I am a curse. So me picking the Clippers curse them. Lakers are gonna make the playoffs. Lakers are gonna win the finals.
so,
LeBron's gonna get a fifth. But let's talk about another achievement. Damian Lillard last night, bro.
yeah,
seventy
crazy.
one, 71.
All-time high, right? Career high.
Yeah, for him, for him. So, dude, Damian Lillard, I've enjoyed watching him since he joined the league.
Yeah,
Um, he's gets a lot of pride from being loyal.
yeah, yeah.
How do you feel about that? You think he should go?
He he commands a lot of respect, and I
Yeah.
don't I don't know anybody that would not give this guy respect.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I think you have to you're in the sport to win.
Yeah.
And as much as I love the fact that he's trying to be loyal, I also think it's to some detriment for him
Yes.
and I mean his family, his legacy, and even the team to some degree. Like because I feel like I think the Trailblazers are at a point where they tried almost everything. And
Yeah.
honestly, I feel like they would like to start over. Like,
Mm-hmm.
or they're close to getting to that point, but I don't think they will ever go to Lillard and say, "Look, I think we need to start over. You gotta go." I think they'll ride him out as much as possible, and I think he'll say, I mean, I don't know. Again, he has my respect, but I would
Yeah.
love to see him elsewhere. But honestly, it's never gonna happen. I
No.
think
Yeah.
he retires a Trailblazer, and they could never be competitive as long as he's there because he's gonna always get a max deal. They're gonna keep extending him, and he's an aging player. I mean, tell me one player today in the league that is a free agent coming up. They'll say, "Oh, let me go to the Portland to play with Dame."
Not many.
That
Yeah.
that boat that ship has sailed. This
Yeah.
was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Right now, it's like when CJ was there, maybe, but no, not now. I think.
Yeah, they'd have to build through the draft or trade someone who has 2-3 years on their contract. I
Yeah,
mean, they
yeah,
and CJ didn't really work that well. They need like a big. It would be
yeah,
crazy to see them get maybe like it's not going to happen, but Anthony Davis or Julius
yeah,
Randle, one of
yeah.
these bigs to go complement Damian Lillard. Like you, I also definitely respect him for being loyal. However, I think it is time to go. You're getting older.
Yeah.
He's probably towards the tail end of his prime. I'm not
Eh,
gonna say he's past it because he dropped
yeah,
71 last night, but I
yeah.
want to see him get a ring.
But you see, like it's almost like the Carmelo situation with the Knicks. Of course, I'm not comparing him to Carmelo in terms of like the way he plays and efficiency, but I feel like at some point the fact that Melo wanted to stay with the Knicks so bad, it was a detriment to the team
Yeah,
because he has a high salary, so he cannot pay guys around you. He commands the ball at all times, and this is why he scored 71. Again, granted, it was against the Rockets, the worst team in the league, but for a guy to score 71, I mean, I haven't looked at the stats, but I bet he wasn't efficient, right? So he's probably taking all the shots. He's just
yeah,
like it's a little too much. And again, what's the long-term play here? Are you gonna get a guy to come in and play with him, or are you just gonna compete for a play-in spot for the next 3 years just
exactly.
because the guy wants to be loyal? Okay, I mean, it, and it's so easy to move him. I know the salary might be a constraint, but the Lakers would love to have him instead of Kyrie, don't you think?
100%. I was gonna actually ask you that next. Who would you rather have,
Yeah.
Damian or fucking
Oh, Kyrie,
Kyrie?
Kyrie, he works better even with Luca. I mean,
Yeah,
I can see Dame going to the Bucks and playing with Giannis instead of Drew Holiday.
that would be awesome.
This guy fits in a lot of places that can contend right away. But again,
So I actually I have a team for you. Real quick, I
oh,
just want to let you know. I'm gonna tell you the team in a second. So actually, he did play pretty efficient last night. He was
okay,
22. He shot a lot. He was 22 for 38 on shooting from the floor,
yeah,
13 for 22 on 3 points. So that's over 50%.
yeah.
Um,
How you said 38 shots, 22 for 38?
30, yeah, 38
Yeah,
shots.
exactly my point. Again,
Yep,
he hit 22 of the 38, but for a guy to shoot 38 times,
that's
I mean,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that's my point. Again, it feels to me like the Carmelo situation with the Knicks. Huge respect, guys. He goes out, get to try to get bucket. It's not really they're not trying to win. I know they're not very good, and he's
Mhm.
just gonna every player that comes in there that is young will delegate to him, will pass him the ball. It's like, where's the long term play here? What's
Yeah.
the end goal? Is it to win a chip? You're not gonna win a chip with Dame anymore like this, you know?
No. Yeah.
So
So and my thing, I was thinking last night, my hypothetical, I think I would love to see it in a way because I feel bad about this, but I think I'd love to see it. What if, Draymond walks from the Warriors,
he
right?
will.
And then you trade Clay for Dame. You think
Clear for
like I
Dame.
don't like I don't Clay hasn't been that good this year. He's starting to pick it up. I'll give him that. Last couple games he's been pretty hot. But since the injury, he kind of hasn't been the same player, not consistent enough. I mean, you pair Curry and Dame, two of the best shooters the game has ever seen. I don't think the Warriors think that they're out of their championship window yet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you replace Clay and Draymond with Dame, is that team competing?
Let's say if it did happen, I think it would be great, and I think it works.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, I don't see it happening from both teams. And this is
Yeah,
the problem a little bit with like Golden State. I think they should have tried to move on from Clay. The problem is, how do you move off from the guy who was? He's just part of your legacy for so long.
exactly. Yeah,
Um,
it's tough.
it's almost like, and the Bulls did this back in the day, but because Pippen had to like kind of force his way out. But they would never trade him away unless because he came in and asked to go to the Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
And so he went, but how do you trade Pippen from that team and just kick him out after what, 6 rings
Yeah,
or five or whatever it was with Pippen? So I don't think the Warriors would ever trade him unless he asked out.
right.
And I think with his dad's situation, I think the place for him to be would be the Lakers
I was
because
gonna say the same thing. Yeah,
I don't think he goes elsewhere. And even Dame, I don't know if he would, again, does he want to leave? Imagine preaching your entire career the loyalty card, and right at the end of it, you're like, oh no, let me go. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you 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 run 90% of the race of the marathon, and then the last mile, you're like, I'm out. You just
yeah,
stop running. It's like, all right, if you're gonna play that card, play it all the way and finish it up as the loyal guy.
yeah,
Get a statue outside the stadium or something. But I don't know. It's like I don't see a way out really, unless he comes out and he says, I want to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. If Clay was to leave, I think the only place he would go was Los Angeles. But I mean, the Warriors in the past few couple of years have been a team known to make a splash. I mean, they went for KD. Um, if they really think that their championship window's still open, I mean, maybe you find a way to keep
Yeah,
Clay and get
very
Dame.
sure. Then I think it makes sense. I don't know how that would work cap
Yeah,
wise. I
it'd
mean,
be tough because they got Poole on contract, they got Wiggins
yeah,
on contract, Curry, of course.
yeah,
Um, if
yeah.
they can keep Clay and somehow get Damian, that team is going to be scary. Um,
I think it's tough.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think the money works because they had to pay Poole. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I mean, but put Dame in anywhere. Put Dame in
Oh,
Miami. Put Dame in
oh my God, I would love that.
and he looks like a Miami player to me. You
100%.
put him with the Bucks, it'd be great for Giannis. You put him with the Lakers. You put him with the Clippers, even though I don't know how the money works. You put him with the Mavs with Luca. I think it works.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, imagine him instead of Chris Paul in
Yeah,
Phoenix, and
yeah,
Chris Paul makes him about as much money as he does. So
yeah.
let's assume, you know, let's assume. Think of it like this. Let's assume that Chris Paul wins the ring this year, retires. So that opens up for you don't think he retires?
No, no,
But
I don't think you win the ring.
oh, let's say he wins the ring, he retires. He is making 44 mil a year more or less.
Yeah, Phoenix is wide open.
That's a spot right there for a point guard.
Yeah.
I
I,
mean, you see?
the only reason why I said the Warriors was because he's from Oakland. I
Yeah.
do like Miami is interesting. You put him on Miami, I think he needs to go somewhere where he's the number one, or number one
Yep.
option. I think if he goes to Miami, he's the number one option.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler takes some pressure off him. He's always been known to be a good defender.
Yeah.
Let him defend.
There's so
But
many teams that could use him,
oh
honestly.
my God, yeah,
So many
yeah.
teams. I
And I
mean,
would
yeah.
talent wise, Kyrie, I would take him. But if you want someone who's gonna fucking play his heart out, he's gonna be
Yeah.
loyal, he's gonna get his team involved, he's not gonna be selfish, he's not gonna talk fucking whatever Kyrie does, you're taking Dame all day.
What's the age difference? Are they the same age, more or less?
So Damian is 32.
So he's older by a year. I think Curry's 31.
I think so. Yeah, let me
Yeah,
look it up
okay.
right
So
now.
they're about the same age. Okay, they got what, three more years left, 4 more years, high level.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And
Yeah.
I think Damian's the type of guy, honestly, I think he'd play longer than Kyrie for sure. I
Yep.
think
Yep.
Damian Lillard, I could see him playing till he's 32 now. I mean, I could see him playing until 37, 38. He's been pretty healthy his career, and he
Yeah.
seems to just actually love the game of basketball. Kyrie's got that Aaron Rodgers type to him where he's not as old as Aaron Rodgers, but I could see him retiring tomorrow,
Yeah.
midseason, just because.
But you see where the statue of the Trailblazers are at the moment, where he scored 71. Nobody's really talking about it, but
Yeah,
when Booker dropped what I think it was also 71 in a
something like that.
loss.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the paper in the locker room with his name 71, and it was a whole party, and they lost that game, and
Mhm.
everyone was talking about it. This guy scores a quiet 71. I mean, up until now when we started recording, I didn't even see Skip and Shannon talk about this at all. I mean, and maybe I'm missing something, but it doesn't seem like as hype as Booker when in a loss he scored
Yeah.
71.
No,
So
you're not wrong at all. You're not
yeah,
wrong at all.
so
I definitely agree. I
yeah,
definitely agree.
we'll
So y-
see. We'll see.
yeah, like I said, I think he's gonna be a trailblazer. I mean, it would be nice to see the Trailblazer get him some help, but they're doing what it seems like they're doing what Cleveland did to LeBron the first time around.
Yeah.
Um,
And he wants to stay. I mean, let the guy do what he wants, but
right, right.
yeah.
Um,
I think we may need a
so
quick break here, just so you know.
okay, yeah, yeah, sounds good.
Let's do a quick break and we'll be back to talk about everything else.
All right, we are back from our quick break. So we were kind of discussing off camera here that we pretty much touched on everything that we want to touch on. So real quick, we're going to kind of go through what our plans are going forward, what you guys can kind of expect to see. So baseball's right on the corner. I know you're not a big
Yep.
baseball guy, but we'll be touching on some Mets, some Yankees. Kind of, I'll kind of talk about all over the league. I'm a big baseball guy.
Yep.
March Madness, which I think everyone's excited about. You,
Huge.
me.
Yeah.
March Madness is starting March 14th. You said.
March 14th.
So our game plan is to have a hopefully do like a live bracket. If not, I mean just do a personalized bracket, you and I, and
Yep.
then kind of talk about our pick
Yep.
on camera. Hopefully get the whole group chat in here or something. We want to do something.
Yeah.
So that's something that we'd like to touch on. For anybody who watches golf like myself, it is starting to pick up here in the next couple of weeks. We have the players
Yep.
coming in about 3 weeks, I believe. We have
Yep.
the Masters in April. So that's maybe some stuff we'll be touching on, especially if Tiger is going to be playing in those. Um, Besides that, I mean, is there much else you want to add? Quinn
Not
Snyder,
much. Quinn Snyder, I think again we kind of briefly talked about him. Was it
it became
last
a
pod? Yeah.
yeah, but it became official now. Like
They
he
give him a
actually
five-year
signed.
deal too, so it's a long one.
I
Again,
like that.
I love it. I think again it reminds me of the Budenholzer move
Mm-hmm.
when the Bucks got him.
Yeah.
Great move. Looking forward to it. Looks like a great fit in Atlanta.
I do. I like that. I think actually the Hawks are maybe 2-0 since that rumor even came out.
Yeah, and I'm kind of upset that the Knicks didn't think of him.
Yeah,
Because I would have loved to see him with the Knicks. I think it would have been a good move. See, I
yeah,
feel like the NBA is in a place now where we just keep recycling these coaches. I don't see
yeah,
it's not like football where you got like obviously you don't have OCs and like DCs in the NBA, but like where are the college guys, man? Like
yeah.
where's the fresh blood, from terms of coaching? You don't see anybody. Everybody's the same.
Yeah. I think the teams that go to towards college coaches and go younger, they do well. I mean, didn't the last real successful team, and they're still successful right now, was the Celtics? Didn't they go after Brad
Yeah.
Stevens?
Brad Stevens, and yeah, he moved up to but the thing with the Celtics, as you can see, they're recycling coaches, and it
Yeah.
seems to always work. So
Uh-huh.
it could be a system play there, even though I guess I mean the Spurs had a system and it's no longer working. But you saw Brad Stevens leaves, they put in Udoka, and the team is fire. And Udoka leaves, they got this guy, nobody ever heard of him, and the team is fire. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, actually, what happened to Udoka? Did he get a new job?
No,
He's
no, they were.
gone, right?
Yeah, he's. I don't think I think he's jobless right now,
He was supposed to go to the Nets, and I think they said no or whatever. So
dude. Yeah, he fucked up, bro.
he got in trouble. So yeah, well, again, I think the NBA needs to do that better job of coaching. They're trying to plug guys out of like TV, like freaking what's his name,
John Lynch,
John Lynch and stuff, and
John Gruden. Yeah.
yeah, so just like the NFL.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. They don't step outside the box, and like we had mentioned last time, I think Quinn Snyder is a very good coach, but
Yeah.
it's a results league. I mean, you could be a fucking garbage head coach. If you win a championship, you're staying around. I know a lot of people were saying Budenholzer is garbage, but he won a fucking championship,
They
so he's
won a
sticking around.
ring.
Yep.
Exactly. And I mean, there's a lot of famous college basketball coaches that I would love to see in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like, take Tom Izzo, for example. Imagine Tom
Yeah.
Izzo in the NBA, how cool that would be. Like,
That'd be
I don't,
pretty.
he would never leave Michigan, but it would be cool to
Yeah.
see. But I mean, I feel like they don't even try. Uh,
Mhm.
where's Patino? I don't even know if Patino retired, right? But I mean, he had a stint with in the NBA. He left. He had that crazy successful run in Kansas, and then he got in trouble. But like, why are we getting guys from like TV like Mark Jackson? Everybody talks about Mark Jackson still. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's get somebody that's exciting and from college. I don't know.
I agree. Yeah. I would love to see a nice youthful head coach come in and make a
New
difference.
guy. Yeah.
I want what do you think the Knicks should do? I think they should get Mark Jackson, honestly.
The thing is, everybody keeps talking about Mark Jackson, and nobody's giving him a shot. It's almost
Yeah,
like the
why?
enemy thing. I don't know. There must be
Exactly.
a reason. Um, I don't know, but I don't know where the Knicks go. I mean, who is out there? That's the question. Who is out there? They're like, yo, we need to go and get this guy. In terms of coaching, there's nobody.
No.
You take a flyer with a coach from college, I guess, but then the problem with the Knicks is the ownership is so bad that if you get a
Mm-hmm.
young guy there without much power and without like a name for himself, he's always gonna obey.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his head down. He's gonna say yes to everything. And I feel like we need a guy that's like a strong personality, to kind of fight back a little bit. Tibbs in a way is that, but he's just I don't know, man. The Knicks there's no hope.
No, I don't think so. I was actually just talking to someone today, Christian actually, and I said, Coward said that Julius Randle right now is better than Melo was on the Knicks. How do you feel about that?
Right now, better than them.
I feel like you kind of have to I mean,
Yeah, you gotta consider it.
he's a really
It's
good scorer. He rebounds, he plays defense.
it's
Um
tough to say. Yeah, you know what? You know what the problem is when you have a team that is so like brand heavy like the Knicks,
mhm.
and you have one star, and let's call him a star. If it's not a like household name, he kind of like it's like a weird spot for him because he's the best player. He's quote unquote a star, but he doesn't have the name of a
No,
Melo,
exactly.
of like
Yeah.
a LeBron. So it's kind of like where do you go from here? He's not
Mhm.
good enough to take over the edge, but he's not bad enough to. You see, he's like we're in a limbo. We've been in
Yep.
this weird spot, so it's
Yep.
hard to
And
say, man. Melo just has we have love for Melo. It's just a weird thing.
yeah. And the Knicks fucked up because they like to make headlines for the most stupid things, and then when they can make headlines for a positive thing, they don't do it. Like they should have Donovan Mitchell right now.
I really don't get that. How we don't
Like
have Mitchell, I don't get it. I don't get
they
it.
they should have. I mean, I know hindsight is 2020, but I mean, it looks like they should have just included fucking RJ Barrett in the
Yep,
deal, dude.
I agree. I agree.
And you're I'll tell you right now, man. I don't know. Obviously, I don't think they're finals contenders, but Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks with Julius Randle, you can't tell me they're
We're
not at least
close. A
fourth seed.
piece
At
away. Yeah,
least fourth seed.
we're a piece away from a real run for
Mhm.
sure. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah.
Um, and here's the part that like bothers me is look what Cleveland went through, and look where they are now. I mean, they are rising fast with those
Yeah.
young guys. And I feel like the Knicks, we've gone through cycles and cycles and cycles, but we never get to the place where like kind of like Philly had at one point, a bunch of young talent that is on the rise, like Cleveland now. You honestly, you take LeBron out of the Lakers and you put him in Cleveland, or you put a guy like I don't
It's
know,
championship.
there's
Yeah.
a championship team, bro.
Mm.
And if they are young, they are underpaid still. I mean, why? How come the Knicks can't get there with like all these reruns and these rebuilds and these new coach? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking of free agency. Like I said, if you take Donovan Mitchell and all you give up is some picks and RJ Barrett, you get Donovan Mitchell on the Knicks with Randall, with Quentin Grimes, with the pieces that they have.
Yep.
That's fourth seed, and you're a free agent destination
Yeah, I
easily,
agree. I agree. I
easily.
agree. I think again, you have to sell the team and restart, rebuild.
Yeah.
Until then, we'll be the laughing stock of the NBA still.
Yeah, unfortunately, and it really sucks because they New York, such a big.
Yeah, we gotta be careful with talking about this because otherwise I won't even be allowed into MSG. Like real shit, like real shit. They don't let people in that talk bad about
I heard. Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
it's a
I've
true
heard.
true thing. Yeah, it's a true thing.
We'll just get the podcast big enough. We'll buy them. Fuck it.
That's true. Fuck it. Yep.
All right. Well, I think we kind of touched on everything. I think Friday will be a little bit longer because we'll kind of
Yep.
preview the weekend, kind of, go through some basketball this week. I definitely think Friday will be a little bit of a longer podcast. We just don't have much to go into. I mean, we did our running the 40. There's not much to say about what happened. Uh, yeah, March Madness is coming. Baseball is coming. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. We'll be able to, like I said, NBA playoffs are gonna be coming soon. We have what, a month or two away. It's time's flying. Time's flying.
Time's flying. Yep. It's almost March.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
all right. So everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us. If you joined us today, we just had a short podcast because we kind of covered everything that we needed to say. Nice, short, and sweet. We hope you guys appreciated our take. Hopefully, if you disagree, that's awesome. That's what we're here for. We want to go ahead and spark up a dialogue. If you agree, that's also awesome. I hope you guys can stem some of your own thoughts off it. Until next time, we look forward to hearing from you. We appreciate you listening. Look out on Friday for the next episode.
Yes, sir. Hi,
All right.
Joey.
All
Peace.
right, man. I'll catch you.
Peace.
Funk não pode acabar. O funk tem que continuar. O funk alegra o coração. O funk sacode multidão. O funk não pode acabar. O funk tem que continuar. O funk alegra o coração. O funk sacode multidão. Eu faço um apelo de todo o coração, a massa funkeira de toda essa nação. Eu canto esse rap com amor e com lamento, pra não deixar o funk cair no esquecimento. O funk